excited to be here today for a number of reasons. But first I want to say thank you all for coming. Many of you know, as outlined in our sustainability plan, environmental sustainability is a way to focus on reducing the impact of climate change. Grand Rapids, for a long time, has been committed to relying on 100% of our energy from renewable sources, and we want to get there by 2025. So currently, the city is running on roughly 30% renewable energy sources. So today, we are here to talk with all of you about a really innovative and exciting public-private partnership that will help us get to that goal of 100% renewable energy. So I'm proud to say that we are breaking ground on a brand new $38 million project that will become Michigan's most comprehensive waste-to-energy biodigester system in the state. So having a world-class waste treatment system is absolutely critical to Grand Rapids, not just to us as a city, but really all of our partnering communities. So this biodigester project has potential long-term benefits that really span across the county, because our water resource recovery facility, that's a mouthful by the way, goes beyond just serving Grand Rapids, and a lot of people don't realize that, but we actually have a number of partner communities. So we work with Walker and Kentwood and Cascade Township and Grand Rapids Township, Talmadge Township, Wright Township, East Grand Rapids, Ada Township, Gaines Township, and Caledonia. So you also might be surprised to know that in terms of agricultural output by county in Michigan, when you measure that by dollars, Ottawa County comes in first, but Grand Rapids and Kent County, we are in the top 5. So this biodigester project has become possible due to the overwhelming public and private support in our city for green infrastructure. So as you know, Grand Rapids has been named America's greenest city. We are named by that by Fast Company magazine, and we plan to keep that title. Grand Rapids was the very first city to be recognized by the United Nations as a regional center for sustainable development, and we have the most LEED certified buildings per capita in the entire United States. So by being a leader in the country in these areas, we have created this real citywide movement and pride in being a sustainable community. So this state-of-the-art biodigester that we are launching today will be a significant step forward in many ways for us. So we are going to be able to, with this new biodigester, we're going to be able to attract more businesses, create more jobs, and we're going to be able to bring talented people to our community. And now I want to hear from a few people who worked really hard to make this happen. This idea came a couple years ago in a conversation that we had, and then a number of people went to work. Really, it's been a lot of hard work to bring us here today. So I want to introduce our Deputy City Manager, Eric Lalong, our Public Services Manager, Tom Almonte, and Environmental Services Manager, Mike Lunn. So please join me in welcoming them.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and I want to thank the Mayor and the City Commission for their leadership in helping us to get to this day. It's very important to have supportive leaders, and we certainly have that. We also have supportive partners in the form of our Utility Advisory Board partners, and those are that's been really critical in getting here too. And of course, we have our staff out here, our engineering, our operating staff from the Water Resource Recovery Facility. Our financial people without whom we couldn't have done this. So and also in the audience we have partners who are going to be private partners who are going to use this facility. So this was really a solution to a very interesting problem. We have a growing economy. It's really doing very well, and in that economy we have awesome food processors like Founders Brewing and others who are really doing very well. And so with all that additional activity comes additional waste, and so we had a really important decision to make about how do we handle that growth, because we wanted to keep it going. So one option was to build another treatment train out that way that would have cost $120 million, or we could find an innovative solution. So I want to give special credit to Brad and Mike, Brad from Founders and Mike Lund from our staff from Environmental Services, for being especially innovative and creative in how they solved this. They figured out that if we blended Founders waste with our wastewater treatment plant and did it at the right time, we could have continuous flow in our plant. So that was the first phase. The second phase is the biodigestion that the mayor talked about. We're going to finance that with bonds, and the $38 million will be added to our rate base. But the really cool thing is that the energy that we're going to generate will actually reduce the cost of that amount that we have to pay every year. So I just want to say this is an awesome solution. We're going to be able to handle a lot more food processing. We'll have that growth going, and we'll be able to make that do well for a very long time. So with that, I'd like to invite Tom Amonte to the stand, to the podium, I should say, not the stand. He's going to witness, and raise your right hand. Tom is our Managing Director of Public Services and has helped lead this project to this point. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. And just so you know, we actually ordered the weather. Just so you know, when we do something, we're unique and we do it well. So we ordered the weather just for you today, so you know how we work here in Michigan. But I had the honor to explain how the system is going to work. And the best way that I can explain it is similar to a brewery when they use fermenters to ferment their beer. Although we are going to be using organic waste in our process and combine that with microorganisms. Each of these tanks is going to have a capacity of about 1.4 million gallons. Our plan is also to provide space to expand the plant, and eventually we will add another 3 tanks that will be able to allow us to not only meet the need currently that we have, but also in the future for other customers. Water will carry highly concentrated food waste from customers and partners like Founders, and also SET Environmental, and we'll be ready to also serve other customers in the future. To handle this flow, the city has actually built a new transmission pipe, and it's all the way from Founders, if you can imagine that, all the way here to our facility. The waste that goes through that pipe is going to be recycled in our biodigester. This system will create biogas that produces energy not only to power the facility here, but eventually other ideas that we have. That electricity will also allow us to lower the cost that we have and allow us to be more sustainable, as the mayor has mentioned in her remarks. So now I'm going to have Eric come again. Our deputy. Oh, you're done? Okay, so you did both. Okay, so I'm going to have Mike. And by the way, as Mike is coming up, I just want to say, you know, sometimes you have an idea or a vision, and to take that vision to fruition, it takes a lot of work and a lot of work behind the scene. And I just want to say thank you to Mike, because Mike, although he's at the end of the stage in his career, but he's a visionary and he's helping the city move forward to the next level. So Mike, thank you so much for the work you have done.
How do you follow that? First, let me say this project reflects the strong leadership provided by our Utility Advisory Board and the City Commission. And also our partners, you know, we couldn't treat the water if they didn't create it. So Dave Herron over in the water system makes the water the Founders uses to brew the beer. So it all comes together from one end to the other. So we also got to recognize the team from Grand Rapids. We got a lot of people in Grand Rapids. We got the operators, the mechanics, the electricians, all working on this, looking and see how it fits into our overall process. We have Tetra Tech of Michigan here. They're the lead designers on the project. They're doing all the groundwork, the design work, the tank construction, the structural work. And the Chrisman companies are doing the great work as the construction manager for it. They're going to bring this whole thing together, build it up. We're going to break ground. We're going to do groundwork starting the first year. This site's completely going to change behind you. We'll have them 3 big tanks. They'll be as tall as them 2 tanks over there. And there's people from both these partners, Tetra Tech and Chrisman, here today. Let's give them a round of applause. And of course, the question I get asked most is about Lowell and what happened there with the odors. And I want to point out right next to us are some sludge storage tanks, and there's 2 carbon units right there controlling the odors from them tanks as we speak. And in this digestion project, we've built in odor control. besides carbon filters, there's biofilters to polish the odors more. So we're not going to have those issues that Lowell had. We're going to have a municipal biodigester. There's thousands of them across the U.S. with no odors, and ours won't have any either. It won't happen in Grand Rapids. And the residents that live around here, they get a slight odor on hot days, but other than that, we're pretty self-contained. So now let me introduce a couple of dedicated public service servants. Commissioners Joseph Jones and Ruth Kelly will tell you a little bit more about this project. Come on up.
Good afternoon to all. I think it is fair to say that when it comes to our city of Grand Rapids, our goal for any business in our city is both prosperity as well as success. At the same time, we believe that our city and our local businesses can be environmentally conscious. And so we're very strong proponents for that. I am very confident that our plan for this particular project accomplishes these critical goals. And I'm eager to see this project help other businesses moving forward, both big and small. And if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's the fact that my colleague, Commissioner Kelly, has a significant amount of enthusiasm about this project. And I'd like to ask her to come up and share that enthusiasm. Mr. Kelly.
Joe is correct, I do, and thank you, Joe. I just want to talk about another highlight of the biodigester project is that when it's fully operational, this system will open the door to potential new revenue streams. That's always good for the city of Grand Rapids and the taxpayers. In addition to more efficiently managing waste, this plant will capture phosphorus from the waste stream that can be reused for a variety of purposes. The sale of city-generated phosphorus recovery has a potential annual return on investment that will make the investment return neutral to positive. I'm excited that there are so many opportunities for our city where we can pursue a brand new project of this scope. And you know we will be looking at all the possibilities. The biodigester system is going to benefit Grand Rapids tremendously. One of the leading private sector partners in this project, as you know, is Founders Brewing Company. What a better project for Beer City, USA. Couldn't be better. And this is one reason I'm excited about it. I've got a family invested in beer as well. So now let's hear some final remarks from our partner, Founders Chief Production Officer, Brad Stevens. Come on up, Brad. Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Kelly, Commissioner Jones, and thank you, Mayor. In fact, I'd like to ask you to join me back up here if you would. And while she's coming, I want to point out Tom's weather comment. We have just the beer for this weather.
We're going there after.
Try a porter. So on behalf of the entire team at Founders, thank you for helping this come to fruition. Before you were Mayor Bliss, you were Commissioner Bliss, and the very first meetings and conversations we had about this, you helped arrange that. And this wouldn't be here today, or we wouldn't be starting this today if we hadn't started there. So thank you for that. And then after that, we got engaged with Mr. Lunn. And as Tom also pointed out, it takes a lot of work to keep that thing going. And thank you, Mike, for all that push, and especially for that vision. You know, a lot of times we complain, maybe too casually, about government and what might be wrong with it. This is a great example of what's right. I think it's also very symbolic of Grand Rapids in general, the public-private nature of this. On behalf of Founders, we're very proud to be from Grand Rapids. We're very fortunate to be from Grand Rapids. We always talk about that in the context of our beer and our company's success making beer, but that applies to this project as well. This wouldn't happen everywhere, and yet it is happening here in Grand Rapids, so that's something to be proud of as well. We're really proud to be part of what makes an environmentally friendly city. We also share the vision of being one of the most environmentally friendly cities in the country. That's important to us as well. And being able to process more food waste is in general going to be good for the area. We know in going through this process that food processing is a very critical and most rapidly growing employment segment here in West Michigan. So it helps for all of that. And then lastly, I'd like to say thanks to all of you because you've helped make this Beer City USA. That certainly has been good for Founders as well. So thank you. And now I think back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Brad. You know, we want to be a city that is the best city for business, and it's really a joy to work with business to solve problems. And you know, government, we are here to improve the lives of people, but we're also here to support businesses. We want them to stay here, we want them to thrive, we want them to be incredibly successful, and that was really the charge that we had, so thank you. Couple other things as we get ready to break ground. I have some instructions to give you. And that is, we are gonna first take some shovels and we're gonna do a ceremonial groundbreaking. And we're gonna ask the dignitaries and key people to join us in that. And then we are gonna start construction. So I'll be blowing a blowhorn after that and we will start the construction.